Just Us Thinking after show.
Yep, we just finished up our Houston We Have a Podcast show.
Houston, we have a podcast. We had a podcast, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
All right, so our guest has left.
He has, yep. We had my brother Chris on.
Yep, and he is a contractor for NASA.
He is, yep. His dream job.
Was his dream job.
Yep.
My dream job. What are you talking about? And he's really into it, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. He's always been into planes, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
All right. So that's... we went to the SAC Museum with him, right?
We did, yep. We saw... we went to the SAC Museum.
You forgot where we went?
Yeah.
So it's the Strategic
Air Command and Aerospace Museum.
Okay. So basically it's a museum with all kinds of airplanes and everything like that.
Yeah, they have a lot of the Air Force planes, and then they have a big spread on like NASA and space travel, that kind of stuff.
Right. And the director is a astronaut himself.
He is. His name is Clayton Anderson, and he's a native of Omaha, Nebraska.
So, but he claims Ashland.
Correct. Ashland is his home. Yep.
Ashland is his hometown. That's where he claims. That's where he's from. So, really nice guy. I gotta meet him.
You did.
Got a good picture with him.
You did, yeah. I was like, you were all like ninja, like getting up there and taking us.
Oh yeah, I listen. I'm a little bit like your brother there for that kind of stuff. So if you put me in the same room with an astronaut, I will be next to that astronaut. I'm sorry, and I'm going to have to say the same thing. We're going to have the same thing if there's a fighter pilot or someone like that I like.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm gonna be right there. There's no guess. Where's Michael? Yeah, probably up there.
I know you were in heaven. It was planes, motorcycles, and astronauts. Yeah,
I do. Well, I mean, I like the science in it. I really like the science involved. So, no, your brother was really, really fun to have on.
Oh, yeah. He loves talking about planes. He loves going to see them, and he knows a lot of the mechanics about them, too. So it's really interesting to hear him talk and see him talk about it. So.
Oh, yeah. I know I was bugging him really badly at the SAC Museum.
Yeah.
I really was, I have to say.
But you were having so much fun. You guys looked like kids in a candy store.
Okay. As long as he was having fun too, I'm okay with that. So,
yeah. So.
No, it was really good. It's nice to have someone like your brother on because I look at your brother and he's a very reasonable guy. Mm-hmm. Highly intelligent.
Yeah.
Definitely has his all his ducks in a row. Or he acts like it anyway. we might not all have all of them in a row, but
we all act like we do.
Right. So when I look at a guy like your brother, or someone like him, and I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, I kind of I could see his thought process. He could see mine. We could vibe. I realize I'm not the crazy one. I'm not the flat earther.
Yeah.
And I was telling him, I'm like, I've gone down the flat Earth, scenario, and I went, we listened to one of their podcasts.
We did, yeah.
I'm all for, hey, I'll explore everything, and a lot of times I'm on board with that. I'm with them. I'm like, okay, I see where you're going, and then I blink, and they're in a different direction where I want to be. I'm like. I don't get how you got there. I don't understand what direction. Did I miss a turn somewhere?
Most of the time, sometimes that happens. So yeah, I can see it.
I hear your brother, and he's making that same correlation I did. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I didn't miss the turn. Maybe they went off road.
They did a little off-roading.
They went off script. So. Now, we also had a nice and interesting conversation because we went out to eat with them.
Right.
And, Mikey, you do not believe aliens are here.
I do not, no.
Okay.
Why not?
I just think it's kind of hard to believe that there is other life outside of Earth.
So you're conceited.
Well, not entirely.
You believe that we're it.
I mean, yeah.
Well, that you don't. You know what the word conceited means, right?
No. No clue.
You probably need to get a dictionary. When you're conceited, you think that it's all about you or it's all just you. You don't believe that there's no other life ever anywhere else, that we're it. I don't know, the universe, the galaxies, the whole everything is just too vast to say we're alone.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of... Yeah, I know
I
it's
still think they're locking their spaceships as they're driving by Earth.
Yeah, I think there's so much space out there.
That's why they call it space.
Yeah, but there's got to be some kind of other life form on other planets or in other galaxies. I mean, there's got to be something, but I don't know what, but...
See, and I miss my calling because every teacher I ever had told me I was going to be an astronaut.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I don't know how many times they come by and they're like, oh my God, Michael, you are just taking up space. And I said, thank you, and they moved on.
Okay. Just taking up space. Oh my God.
I like the click that it slowly registered with both of you.
I had to lean away to itch my leg real quick. Sorry.
Yeah, that's your excuse. So, no, it was... I love that conversation.
No.
So, I didn't realize we've been to the moon that many times, did you?
I figured it was probably a few times, but I thought maybe half the times that he listed, so...
But he had them, all listed on...
Yeah.
I mean, he's like, Apollo 11, Apollo this, Apollo... I'm like, holy cow, he's, on board. I mean, he's on point with this. Well, you have to be when you work for where you work, you know?
Yeah.
That has to be, on the entry-level test, right?
I would think so, yeah.
How many times have we been to the moon? It was fake. Okay, we'll consider other applicants.
Yeah.
Thank you for applying. Right. I
mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah. It would be
is the Earth a globe or is it a flat? It looks like a salad bowl. Yeah, well, it was nice meeting
nice
you.
To meet you.
It's there's the door.
Yeah. Better luck next time.
Yeah. I just don't get... I mean... Seems like a lot of effort to...
Fake something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean... It's one thing to say, yeah, we faked a drive to California and say, well, yeah. But it's a whole nother thing to... I mean, people saw the rocket take off. I mean, people watch those things all the time.
Oh, yeah.
They watch it fly off. It would cost more money to try to CGI that than it would to just launch the rocket.
That's true. And I don't think back in that day they probably didn't have the technology to CGI it.
You heard him. NASA's time travelers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wish we could all be time travelers. That'd be kind of cool.
Right?
Yeah.
So, no, I've looked at some of the pictures that they have for them, that they said is fake. I'm like, I don't know. To me, that clearly looks like dust, and I could kind of see the dust there. And a couple other pictures, I'm like, yeah, that rover that they landed on had lights, right?
Yeah.
There's, it's kind of crazy.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then some of the things that we really didn't touch base on that I thought were pretty cool were NASA was worried about moon cooties.
I saw that the other day, that museum, yeah.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Well, it's a foreign planet. We didn't know if there was any kind of bacteria or what was on there.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I mean, that's pretty valid.
right. I mean, well, you got to understand, we have to correlate it with, if we go to another country, a vaccine, they talk about the vaccines and all that too. So that's kind of crazy. The pieces of the Wright brothers, the Wright Flyer, went to the moon and back.
Really?
So, oh yeah. So the Wright brothers, their first inaugural flight from the Wright Flyer, their airplane, that actually traveled to space, I believe.
Well, it's just a piece of it, right? It wasn't.
No, they didn't take the whole thing up there.
Oh, come on.
That was their escape plan. That if things didn't go right on the way and they just jump in that little airplane and sail down.
Yeah,
no. It was a piece of it. But yeah, that I believe Aldrin carried it.
I'm not quite sure about that. So possibly.
I think so.
Okay.
So now the crew was also afraid of being locked out of the lunar module. So, space is kind of a vacuum. So they thought it was going to pressurize, and if they got out, they wouldn't be able to push the door open because it would be, stuck.
Yeah. I could see that happening too. So, yeah, I'd be a
valid complaint there to me. I was like,
valid concern. Yep.
Keep your shoe in the door so it doesn't close all the way.
Yeah. One person stays behind so they can reopen it for you.
Right. That'd be kind of crazy though. So
yeah. I think that'd be pretty cool to do.
No, yeah, I would do it. I mean, now they've been going to space quite a while. I think the moon landing was 69. So if NASA came to me and said, "Hey, want to fly with us?" I probably would do it. I think they have enough under their belt that I feel comfortable doing that. I'm still not going to go jump in the sub to go see the Titanic.
No.
I'm going to wait a few more trips before I plan that one.
That might be a good idea.
So it's amazing that that's the case. So no, this Clayton seemed like a really nice guy. He was telling all kinds of people, the stories.
Yeah, I guess he's like a motivational speaker. So he does a lot of group speeches and stuff like that. So
okay,
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
What he was doing the other day there. So yeah.
And I was listening to a story. I do listen. He did say that he didn't want to be an astronaut, and it took him 15 tries. He applied 15 times to become an astronaut.
Wow.
And I think he had a total of 167 plus days, or 166 days, and of all the missions that he's done, he's had 166 total days in space.
Holy crap! That's actually a long time.
That is, yeah. That's good. I mean, not all at once, of course, but there were over his trips. That was the total amount of time. So.
Right. So they'd fly up. They'd be up there for a week or two, and then come back, and then back and back. So that it wasn't like he flew up there once and was done.
Yeah,
he's been up there a few times. So, I like that. I can totally see where that's a motivational speaker point because 15 tries.
Yeah, that's pretty persistent.
Well, listen, if you're going to make it in life, you have to be persistent. You have to be a go-getter.
Yeah.
And just because you're told no, that isn't the end of it.
Correct.
It really isn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish people would learn that more often. That's a great story to say because he was told no 14 times, and the 15th time, I don't know, they say, "Listen, okay, fine, we'll just throw you in space so you leave us alone."
Right.
Even at that, he still got his way. I mean, even his worst case scenario is a great scenario.
Yeah. Paid off.
Right. I would bug NASA for, I'd bug them at least 100 times. I mean, so I don't know. And I'm sure he would have too. He seems like the guy that if they told him no on the 15th time, guess what? He's going in and getting in line again, and again and again and again.
Okay.
That's the people that make this country. And he's the director at the SAC Museum.
He is. Yep.
So he's kind of responsible for the place.
Yeah. He's got a pretty big responsibility there too. So it's definitely one of those go-getter type people. So that's...
Well, yeah, because, I mean, if he really wanted to, he could just, live off the notoriety that he has of being an astronaut. That wasn't enough for this guy. This guy says, yeah, I'll go run the SAC Museum. Yeah. I'll do that. And he's doing it. I mean, it's crazy to think that he didn't have to do that. Mm-hmm. He decided he wanted to do it for, his love of what he does.
Exactly, yeah.
So that's what your brother was talking about too. Chris is in here going, yeah, I love this stuff, and his dream job.
Mm-hmm. I always remember that he was always playing with planes. The little modules or model planes that we always used to put together too. So, well, not all the time, but I did help him out every once in a while. So it was kind of nice.
And then you left, and he fixed your mistake. Right?
No.
You were good at building them?
I think, yeah.
Are you sure?
I think so.
I might have to ask him now.
Okay.
How many times did you have to fix your mistake?
I remember he always had he had a space shuttle too that we used to love to play with. So yeah, I remember playing with those kind of toys as a kid. So
well, and that's what he was talking about. So after we got to dinner here,
mm-hmm.
and he was telling us that the space shuttle's no more.
Yeah.
I'm a little heartbroken over that news.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. The space shuttle to me was just iconic.
So what did they replace it with?
Capsules.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I get the whole, it's a whole weight versus fuel versus,
mm-hmm.
there's a lot of factors that go in there, and, those determinations make great. And he said it himself. That vehicle was the right vehicle for the time period, and unfortunately, it had to move on.
Yep, it just kind of evolved over the years, I guess.
Yeah, and I hate to see it go, but I also understand the reasoning behind it. I'm not naive with that, but I'm also the guy that collects records, so. I like the nostalgia factor on a lot of that stuff. You
do, yeah. You're pretty good at that stuff, so.
Yeah, so I really did like, having a conversation with your brother on that. Even at the SAC Museum, I was waiting for him to say, go wait, okay, can you just leave me alone for 5 minutes? Because I was asking, questions up and down. So I was very happy. And he answered everything. And I think he was kind of excited talking about it, too.
Oh, yeah. You could see it.
Okay.
His face lit up.
Okay, so I wasn't just bugging him going crazy.
No.
Okay, good. Good. So, and I really didn't realize that, they didn't have a way of, I guess, inventorying everything at NASA. That blows my mind.
I know, that's kind of crazy.
I got to look at, even with this, we're doing a podcast here, and I like to be very organized. Right, Mikey?
Yeah.
So every episode gets its folder, and we're very organized, so if we have to go back and look at a previous episode, we have all that information, right?
Yeah.
All the notes we take, everything that's there.
Oh, yeah.
NASA didn't do this? What?
Well, I'm sure they did it with most things. Maybe that got something that was maybe overlooked. I don't know.
Well, maybe they had a notebook and they were keeping track, and then they lost the notebook.
Yeah, maybe.
We need a better way of doing this.
Try to find it a needle in a haystack or something. That'd be crazy.
Well, you got to understand that there's big facility.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of working parts and moving parts.
Oh, yeah. I think we drove by those once, and they were huge. I mean, and it's not just, 1 or 2 buildings. It's a number of buildings. So
Right.
yeah.
So the moon rocks are like, in a box in the back of a warehouse somewhere.
Yeah.
So they didn't lose them. They're there. They don't know where they're at.
Possibly, yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
We've done it. I mean, how many times have you gone into your basement to go through a box or your attic and you're like, wow, I still have these?
Yeah. I think you inventoried my Scentsy things for me, didn't you?
You know me, I'm an organizational...
And
I didn't put labels on them or anything, but no.
Yeah, well, they're already labeled.
I don't think I, they have the label on them. I don't think I, inventoried them, did I?
You did, yeah.
I wrote them all down?
Yeah.
I don't write things down. Mikey writes things down, and you write things down.
Yeah. So we wrote them all down. So by season or something. I think it was by season or something like that.
You did, but you helped me do that. But that's so we know what we have, so we could sit in there and say, "Hey, let's bring these out this year." Well, you have so many of them, right?
I don't have that many.
Mikey,
I can count 3 shelves down there
there you go.
Small shelves.
that are stacked to the ceiling.
That are only halfway down the wall.
If you had to guess how many Scentsies are down there,
I'd say probably maybe 50.
50.
Yeah.
There's 4 seasons.
Okay.
So if you had 1 per season, that's 4.
Right.
That's why we wrote them down so we didn't, so we could rotate stock.
Okay. I know.
Oh.
We'll have to go down and count them now, because now I'm curious.
You are. You're going to go count them. And you're going to only count them just to try to prove Mikey wrong. I only have 48, Mikey. You were 2 off. That's what you're going to hear, Mikey.
How many do you think I have, Mikey?
Yeah, I would say somewhere between 30, 35 maybe.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's way low.
Yeah. See, now he's lowballing.
Yeah, he's low balling it. You're getting brownie points now. Don't give us crap.
Well, I don't think she has 50.
No. I don't think so. I probably have...
You probably have closer to 45 maybe.
No. I say probably about between 40 and 45.
I would say that's probably a good number. But if you have 40, that means you have 10 per season.
So?
That's
I'm
a
just
problem.
saying.
That's a problem.
I don't have 10 per season. I have maybe 3 or 4 winter ones, 3 or 4 summer ones, and so on.
And we've also got to think there's also duplicates down there too.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay.
We had a couple extra from my mom, yeah.
Yeah,
So.
I could see that. So, so what do you think about flat earthers?
Well, if they think the Earth is flat, then do we just have an infinite water source then?
No. The Antarctica, the island of Antarctica is not an island. It's a ring around the pole, and because it sits higher up than the rest of it, it holds the water in. So it's not really flat per se. They think it's a little bit our plates that we have upstairs. You know how it kind of goes up on the edges?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they think the Earth is.
Yeah. I don't get it.
So do they think people just fall off the Earth when they get to the edge?
Well, you can't go over the edge. The government keeps everybody from going into Antarctica. That's why you can't fly there. It's forbidden, according to them.
Okay then.
So yeah, and yeah, so it's just like a plate. So if you pour liquid on a plate, it's not going to run off because the edges go up higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's flat, and it's proven that way because of the way the airlines fly, and because it makes absolutely no sense that people can be on the bottom side of the globe without falling off.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because they're upside down at this point. If you're in Australia, you're listening to us while standing on your head, apparently. You're upside down.
That would be interesting to see.
And they don't actually believe in gravity.
Okay.
Gravity doesn't exist in their world. So, what, you're confused, Mikey?
Yes. So, then how would we stay on ground? Explain that one if gravity doesn't exist.
Well, it depends on which one you ask. There's some say that, we're just a flat plate and we're traveling up, so that's pushing everything down. So that's one theory. The other theory is it's not really, they don't believe it's gravity, they just think that everything's just held into place. It's just the way it is.
Do they think the Earth? Do they think it's spinning or like?
No. Earth is not spinning. We're Earth, and we have a dome over us, and the sun and the moon travel. Some say inside the dome, some say outside the dome. That's why when it gets dark, the sun gets close to Antarctica and is hidden behind those mountains, and then it'll come back up. I don't know what. I don't know if they think it's on strings or what.
I don't know.
Like puppet strings, and they're like, oh, it's night day.
People are crazy.
Well, the problem is it's a very big religious deal.
Oh, wow.
So that's what they're saying. They're saying because, well, in biblical text, God created Adam and Eve.
Okay.
Okay, so that means evolution doesn't exist that because that will contradict the Bible.
Oh.
So, and then God created Earth, the heavens and the seas, and then the sun and the moon.
Okay.
So they think everything revolves around the Earth, around this plate.
Okay.
So that's what they believe, and the reason that this is a big scam, so the reason why all our government and NASA and all these entities are trying to hoax us and lie to us and tell us the world's round and, science. Science is apparently against God to these people. And all these people are trying to lead us to Satan, is what they're saying. So that's their whole theory, is they're trying to turn us against God because, Satan wants to do that.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
We lost him again.
Hold on, that just hurt my head.
Now you want me to blow your mind? I'll blow your mind. Ready for this? So, if you want to have a religious nut, here's the deal. You tell them, so Satan rebelled against God, correct?
Okay.
So if we as humans sin, right? We sin, which means we turn against God.
Okay.
Which is doing the same thing that Satan did. If we follow that path of Satan, for some reason, he's going to torture our souls for all eternity.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you? So, Satan, who turned against God, we do the same thing and follow his path, and he's going to punish us for it? Wouldn't he throw you a party?
I would think so.
I expect hot coffee and warm donuts. That's what I expect. Because he's like, yay, you joined the club here. Why would he torture you?
Right.
For doing the same thing he did? That makes no sense, does it?
That doesn't, no.
So, the whole religious spot of it kind of, but that's what happens is, so that's my biggest problem with, and that's why I don't really get too much into politics here either. Everybody I know, or most people that I know that are semi-sane, they're going to live in the middle of everything here, right?
Yeah.
So my issue is, especially with the flat earthers and the people that think the moon is a hoax and that the government is doing all this stuff. That doesn't mean the government's not hiding stuff from you. I do believe that there's secrets and there's stuff they're not always telling us. Don't get me wrong. I'm down that path, but I can't go down the path that they just. I'm going to stop halfway down that path and go, yeah, I can see where you're going. These guys are down the edge and jumping off the Antarctica cliff.
Right.
So, it's just kind of crazy. I guess that's my problem is when you talk to a flat earther,
mm-hmm.
It's not that they, they're like, do you believe the earth is fat? No, I don't believe the earth is fat. I know the earth is flat. It's just, I know this without... And the same thing as far as the political views, the far right, far left, and anybody that has that same mentality of they're going to hold on to what they know, period, across the board. They're not going to listen to any other reason. They're not going to listen to anybody else's thought process. Nothing.
Yeah. Nope. Yeah.
I guess that's where my problem is. If you can't have a rational conversation and actually maybe kind of explore the possibility of something else, that's where I think you're going to run into the problem.
I can see that. Yeah, that's a valid point. We just...
Now, I don't believe the earth is flat.
I don't either.
Now, when I say that, that doesn't mean I won't listen to those people and say, well, okay, show me your evidence, show me what you're saying. You know what, if you could prove it and you could give me a aha moment, maybe I will. Maybe I'll say, okay, yep.
Okay.
NASA was hoaxing this. It's true. They're a bunch of time travelers, and they got to Galileo first. I don't know.
But people are shooting off rockets all the time to go up to space. Don't they see that?
Again, I know this, and you know this. This is where I would tell. That's what I would ask them, and then they would come up with some hoax of, no, it's actually not going to space. It's only going up and then right back down, or I don't know. Maybe it's going up in the upper atmosphere, in the upper dome, that it's being hidden and held in place to make it seem like they're gone for a while. There's like this mechanical arm up there and like a claw machine. Someone grabs hold of it and like, okay, 3 days. Okay, you guys were up. Everybody say you were up here for 3 days. We're going to let you go back to Earth now, okay? And drop them. I don't know. I don't. I'm willing to give them, I guess, I'll listen just to see. I don't know if my opinion's right or not. I don't, but I would be willing to listen. If someone told me 1 + 1 is 3, what would you guys say?
No.
No. But if you say 1 + 1 in sex can equal 3, is that true? A man and a woman getting together, 1 + 1 equals baby.
Well, yeah.
So technically that could be the case, right?
Yeah, I guess.
So 1 + 1 equals 2, but in a different scenario or a different circumstance, you get a baby, and that's a baby makes 3.
That's true.
So I'm willing to have a rational discussion with someone.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to be spoon-fed crap, though.
Yeah.
So don't come to me with craziness, I guess is what I'm saying. If you come to me and say, well, yeah, the earth is flat, and we know this from these reasons, and I'm sitting here thinking, well, that's that doesn't explain anything. And I've been in a plane and I've seen the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah.
You could see it from up there. There are, I don't know. I just, and he's right. Your brother, Chris is right. What happened before NASA was even formed? Yeah. I mean, boats were sailing by.
Did they make all that stuff up too? Like, I mean, I just don't see how people can think our government has nothing better else to do than create these fake photos. Like,
this all existed before our government was in there too. I mean, before our government was there. So when a new government's created, does like all the other governments pull them off to the side and say, okay, since you're a new formed government, this is the plot.
Yeah. Their evil plot.
Yeah, I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
Barely, the countries are always fighting and barely get along now. Do you think if all these countries could keep that a secret, you don't think if Russia had evidence that the Earth was flat, that they would like completely destroy everybody's thinking here and going, aha, we know the Earth is flat, and here is the evidence. We've been lying to you Americans. I mean, come on now. What, you don't like my accent? I thought that was an excellent Russian accent.
Wow.
I didn't even use the word comrade, and you knew it was a Russian accent, right?
Yeah, I've heard it all now.
No, I mean, you don't think that they're like, I mean, that's a bomb you drop on someone, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty big bomb, yeah.
Yeah. If I was Russia, I'm like, yeah, your government's lying to. Now I'm doing a whole different accent. What the heck is that?
I know, like, what if
Russia would be like, nope. Your government's been lying to you people. The Earth's flat, blah. Moon landing, you totally faked that. You can't even get to the moon because you can't get through the glass dome, you idiots.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think that would be like a way of really, smacking down your opposition there.
Yeah,
it's... If I was in a spelling bee and I see my other people, my competition, on their wrist the words written on their wrist, I'd be like, teacher, she's cheating. I want to win.
Yeah.
I can't see all these governments coming together and hiding that when they're so busy fighting each other.
Yeah. I don't get it either.
Just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it'd take too damn much effort to fake the moon landing.
It would, yeah. I don't see... I don't know. Yeah. Because can you imagine the money it takes to try to recreate that and everything? It's just, it doesn't make sense to me.
Well, but the Mars is all fake too. That's what they're saying too. The moon, if the moon is a hoax, so is Mars. That's the narrative.
Okay.
And, they're like, well, this and that, and they're always coming up with some reason why it's fake. I guess that's, and when you look at the evidence and you look at what's going on, and they send back pictures and they show this and that, any picture of Earth, from space, you kind of see the continents and you see everything lined up, and I mean, how do they know if they can't see it from above?
Exactly.
And it's not like you can just like go up in a plane and say, yep, let me sketch this out. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to be a little higher up.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I don't know what to tell you either, baby.
All I'm saying is whoever is cleaning the dome, fantastic job.
Right.
Is that Windex or what are they using? Because it's nice and, I don't see any...
No streaks.
No streaks at all. It's really nice, isn't it? And whoever's painting the clouds every day, man, that takes a lot of effort.
Yeah.
I guess that's crazy, isn't it? So, I don't know. It's just one of those things.
It is, yep. We'll never know.
I hope they start to... Would you live on Mars if they colonize it?
I don't know.
Or Mars?
Yeah, I don't know.
I would go to the moon before I go to Mars.
Yeah, I can see that.
Shorter distance. I could get back from the moon. It's proven. We've been to the moon a few times. They came back.
Yeah.
That's a safe trip. Send a few people to Mars. If they ever come back, I might consider that. But that's almost sounds like a death sentence, doesn't it?
It almost would be, yeah. Well, I mean, you just never know.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could live up there, but as far as we're concerned...
Getting back, yeah. That would be more of a challenge, I would think.
So, I guess that's the question on a lot of these is, if you decide to go to Mars, the chance of you ever coming back to Earth is gone.
Pretty much, yeah.
Now, that might change a million years in the future.
Yeah.
They might have a taxi shuttle between the two planets. Who knows? But, and they may have a waypoint in between, that you could, a waiting station, a train station, halfway between the planets, and there's your midway point. And your visa rejects, you're going back to Earth.
Yeah.
So, no, I mean...
Make sure you have that ready to go beforehand.
Right. Make sure you have your Mars passport ready to go. Yeah. Are you kidding me? We have people trouble flying on planes. You're trying to get them to Mars? Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're out of your goddamn mind. You really are.
You are, yep.
But, I mean, here's the thing, and I'm telling everybody this, for future generations. If going to Mars is a thing, when you get married, you live on Earth for 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
Can you imagine getting married to someone, traveling to Mars, having no way to get back home? You're stuck on Mars with that person.
Yeah.
There's no way.
No way.
Especially if you don't get along with them. All of a sudden you get a divorce. You know what? Maybe if that happens, well, I can't go anywhere.
Right.
Do I get Earth in the divorce and you get Mars?
No.
No? Why not?
I want Earth in the divorce.
Okay.
You can have Mars. Go find some green people to make friends with.
Green people. Well, I mean, listen, I am so tired of Earth everybody from Earth keep winning the Miss Universe contest. That's bullshit. I think it's rigged. The Miss Universe contest is every year is won by a Earthling. Nobody from Mars has won it. No other planet has won it. That's a rigged system.
Okay, then.
Isn't it? Tell me what other representation we have in the universe other than Earthlings.
No one.
We don't have any.
Right. They don't even have a Miss Earth Planet competition.
Okay.
You have what, the Miss America?
Yeah.
What's the world one? The universe one?
I think so, yeah, Miss Universe.
That's not a Miss Universe, that's Miss Earth. That's ridiculous. I want more diversity.
Okay.
I want diversity. We need diversity.
You get right on that.
Right. I need you to contact your contacts from other planets and say representation.
Okay. Yep. Oh, it's always interesting with you.
Are you tired of my shenanigans? Your brother would like that one.
He probably would, yeah.
He probably would agree with me.
Alrighty.
His kids might not.
Yeah.
I don't know they were. Anything that we missed on this whole thing?
I don't think so, other than maybe what we're gonna come up with, maybe what we'll do on a future show or two.
Okay. Well, you want to plug the Sac Museum?
Sure.
What do we got for, how much does it cost to get in there nowadays?
I think it was, I think for the two of us, it was like $35 maybe.
Oh, that's not bad. Like almost $15.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No. And
For all
they're
you see there?
yeah. I mean, it was right off. I don't remember the exact exit now, but it's right off of I-80.
Don't you have their address?
I do. 1 second here.
Oh yeah, just look up their address. Yeah, probably have their phone number too. Wow, $15 just because I mean you could literally touch the tires and touch the planes.
You can, yeah. So if you need to get a hold of them, their number is 944-3100.
You better read that number again.
Oh, okay. Let's try this again. So it's 402-944-3100. And it is off of, it doesn't tell me what exit, but I know there's a sign. It's the same one as the Mahoney State Park and the Safari Park.
Okay, so it's off of is that what road is it, or what freeway is that?
I-80.
So I-80, and get off of the Mahoney State Park.
Yeah, there's signs.
And there's a sign for Sac Museum.
Yeah.
And you get off the freeway, turn right. Well, from Omaha, you turn right, and you drive right up there, and there's they have rockets outside.
Yeah, it's not hard to miss. It's really easy to get to.
Yeah,
it's that you don't have to go like through the woods to grandmother's house. It's pretty easy to get to. So
yeah, well, they have the blackbird, like really cool hanging there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, right out front. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
That thing is awesome.
And they have rockets out front and airplanes. Yeah.
Yeah, they have like 3 planes outside, a couple of rockets. So yeah.
Yeah, and the huge place. I mean, there's. I mean the amount of planes you go through, and you could literally walk up and touch them.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I was standing next to a wheel. And
it was just as tall as you, yeah.
Right, I got underneath where the wheels go. I could look up and see inside the landing gear.
Yeah, that's really cool to be able to do that. So
if you have kids, it's like a must go to.
Oh yeah, probably older kids because it's a little bit. You don't want to take your 3 or 4 year old there.
Why not?
Well, I guess that would be kind of interesting for them.
You get them hooked on that stuff young.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? When I was, if I was 3 or 4 and I got through there, I might have been an astronaut.
Yeah, that's okay. Fair point.
Kidding me? I'd take my granddaughter, Serenity. I think would love it.
I think she. Well, yeah, I think she would. So.
I know she'd love it. I mean, that'd be awesome. Yeah. I don't. There's airplanes. There's all kinds of stuff. There's toys all over to play with there.
Yeah.
They have that little
the foam pit. Yeah. Yeah.
So no, bring your kids. That's a great place to go.
Yeah.
So and it's ran by an astronaut. I mean,
yeah.
There's a chance you're going to run across an actual astronaut.
Correct. Yep. Definitely.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, there's a really good possibility. So
we'll post a picture on our Facebook page.
We will. Yeah, we'll post a couple of them. So.
Yeah, because your brother got one too. So Chris was there.
Yep.
We call that a research trip, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Yeah. Listen, we need to do more research like that.
Okay, I can do that.
If you want to ever do a podcast on ice cream, if you want to hit like a, I don't know where ice cream is made.
Ted and Wally's. Ted and Wally's is made here.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
I visited the Tillamook cheese factory where they did cheese and ice cream there. So.
Yeah, Mikey.
I would love to go there. That would be awesome to go to.
Well, see, research. So
all right.
We'll do an ice cream. So that's what I'm saying. You just do a podcast of what you want to do, like we are, and you go, like, we love wine, so guess what? Wineries are the deal.
Yeah.
But, listen, we need an excuse to go to a winery, but,
Exactly.
Thank you, Soaring Wings. We'll plug you again.
Exactly.
Love the place.
We do.
No, it's kind of crazy. And we went out to see your brother, and he took us to that museum out there, too. There's a couple museums that we went out there, right? Oh, yeah. The Nautilus Museum. Yep. So, and they have a big aquarium out there, too. So. Right. Yeah. So, there you go. So. Did we go to that? We didn't go to the aquarium, We didn't go to the aquarium. We went to the Nautilus, and then we went to the forts.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So it was nice to have him come out here because when you walk it, he knew a lot of stuff there.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris was on point with, he knew what was what. He knew, he could look at it and go, yep, that's this, that's that. I mean, he knew what he knows his...
He knows his stuff?
He knows his shit there.
Yeah.
And if I catch someone that knows what they're talking about, I'm like, yep, explain this to me.
Yeah.
So, no.
Very inquisitive, so that's nice sometimes.
Yeah, I had a blast. I had a blast having him on the show because that was really, really cool. I mean, getting his take on it, and take on a couple of the other crazy stuff that we talked about too. So
yeah.
All right, and our next show is going to be what now?
We're going to talk about hybrid versus electrical vehicles.
So EVs versus hybrid, and probably traditional vehicles too.
Correct. Yep.
So
yeah, we'll have a lot of fun with that one too.
That's going to be my forte, I think. So,
I think it will be too. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. So. I think that will be our show, right, Mikey?
Didn't we have a news story for this?
We did. Did you hit your news story?
Oh yeah. So
way to be on point, Mikey. What was our news story on this show?
So that's the one I found. It was this gentleman and his family from Winnipeg that was driving to Chicago, Illinois for a family trip. And they ran out of charging stations to charge their electric vehicle.
So they're driving an electric vehicle. What were they driving?
They were driving I want to say a Ford.
Was it the Lightning? The F-150?
The Lightning. Yep.
Yep, that's the F-150.
And they were going through some rural spots, and they didn't have charging stations. And the last place that they got to, they eventually ended up renting a car from a Ford dealership and having to finish the drive out there because they couldn't get the car charged. So they had to leave their car at a dealership. And I don't know if he rented one or bought one. I think he just rented one from them and then drove it. And
then when they drove back, they picked up their old vehicle. Hopefully the dealership charged it for them.
Yeah.
And probably charged him for it.
Yeah. But they were, in the article, they talk about, how much money he spent for to put in the charging spot in his home, at his work, and how much extra that ended up costing him. And then, like the other stuff that goes along with it, the charging, how long it takes, and all that kind of stuff. So I think we'll dig more into that in the next episode. So
oh yeah, we're gonna hit up pretty much every aspect of his issues on our next show.
Yep.
So definitely more to come, and I think that will be our show.
Alrighty, bye everybody.